Good morning, Keller Williams. Well, it's a nice rainy day here today. I'm not sure what it's doing, but on Saturday I was in St. John, and it was snowing like a bugger in Fredericton, and I got to the Gary Woods, and it was as clear as a bell until I hit St. John, and then I hit fog. So no matter what part of the province you travel, you never know what to expect. I know that in the northern part, I think you got up to 15 or 20 centimeters of snow. Happy Mother's Day again to the mothers. I hope you had a good weekend. And COVID-19 had a great weekend in New Brunswick. We had no cases over the weekend. There are still 2 active cases in the province, 118 who have recovered, and the province has said none of the active cases are currently in hospital. On Friday, the province moved into a phase 2 of the COVID-19 recovery. This means a lot of businesses, museums, campgrounds, and other operations can reopen if they can provide for physical distancing in their operation. As you can see on this particular map, the 2 active cases, the different zones where they are, and I believe the 2 active cases are in Fredericton, one in Fredericton and 1 in St. John. The other slide is that since last Friday, since I was here, I said 16,660 people were tested. We're now at just over 18,000, or 2.4% of the population. So under the new phase of the recovery plan, the 2 household bubble still applies. The list of things that can reopen, restart, or happen again includes elective surgeries and non-emergency health services, outdoor gatherings up to 10 with physical distancing, religious services, weddings, funerals for up to 10 with physical distancing, in-person programs at post-secondary institutions, museum, galleries, and libraries. Offices not deemed essential during initial emergency phase. Retail establishments, including malls, restaurants, campgrounds, and some outdoor recreation. Licensed early learning and child care centers starting May 19th. Unlicensed child care providers, day camps, and ATV trails. So, as you can see, that it's a phase-in recovery program, and the province are looking for businesses that are reopened to be able to provide a policy and procedures manual that can be looked at a moment's notice if you're called upon or checked. At Keller Williams, we are preparing to open as well, the offices to agents only. And we are in the process of creating documents that will represent Keller Williams Capital, its policies and procedures to open and operate safely, and it will be filed with the New Brunswick government. David and I are working on that as we speak, and we're hoping to have something ready to go by tomorrow. Now, let me emphasize this. In most of the office by now, there has been an attempt to isolate or put your directors of first impressions, directors of operations, front-end people, or whatever you'd like to call them. We'd like to call them directors of operations, in a bubble. And we try to make sure that we have 6-foot distancing between you as you come in the door and the person at that front. Some areas are tighter than others, but I would like to ask you to respect the lines so that we can practice this in a very safe way. If we are checked and the department determines that we are not in compliance, then we will have to go to a plexiglass system at the front. Therefore, the office doors will be always locked to the general public and to your clients trying to get entry to the office. That will be in place until further notice or until the government moves into the next phase. The other thing is that a lot of you have got comfortable working at home, and if that comfort level is still there, I would encourage you to work at home. In particular, the ones that do not have office space. If you can work at home, please do so. The situation is, if you come here to do work, then there's hand sanitizer as you walk in. There's the common area that you occupy. There's the position that you need to wipe down everything that you touch while you're in there and before you leave. It's not up to the front staff to clean up after the agent. If you're in a common area and there is more than one person in that common area, you both must be masked. That's the only way that we're going to be able to practice safe self-distancing. The other thing is that for some offices, in particular, I'm not trying to pick on Bathurst again, but there's some offices, if there are more than 2 people in that building, then everyone should be masked, because the common area is not that large, and it will be very difficult to practice safe distancing in that particular office. So if you can work at home, please do so. If you need to come to the office to run stuff off, pass stuff in, or send an email or whatever it might be, please, you're more than welcome to come in. It's just that if we can keep this down to a minimum, then I think at the end of the day, we can prevent anybody from being infected with COVID-19, or the Department of Work Safe New Brunswick dictating our next move, or worse yet, NBRA dictating our next move. So I'm asking for some work on that, and patience for sure, because all of us are going through this at a difficult time. And as I said last night in the email I sent out to you, things change daily, but they're also changing hourly. And your leadership wants to make sure that we're on top of everything that we need to be on top of, and we want you to be able to provide you with all the essential tools to do your work at the highest level. So, any questions on that, you can please give me a call or send me a text. I'll be very happy to talk to you about that. In regards to, excuse me, the TAPS audit, everything should be finished by the end of this week. It looks like David's got a handle on that. He's excited to get by this phase for sure, and we'll be moving into the second phase of starting some training very shortly. But there was an interesting stat that he provided to me last night, and it says the data was extracted from Command Market Center and will continue to be tracked, especially over the next 2 months, to gauge the effectiveness of Bold Pivot on our total database count. All activity is good activity. If any agents require assistance in starting, adding, or modifying their database into Command, please reach out to David for support. So if you look at this slide, contacts in Command when David started his TAPS audit was 35,163. That's how many people were entered in all of the database for New Brunswick. On May the 10th, it was 37,893. So the net change was 2,730 contacts. The details of the 2,730 contacts tells the real story. 6,000 34 contacts were added, which is awesome, and 3,304 contacts were deleted or cleaned up. The absolute value is 9,338 contacts, or 27% has been modified. All activity is good activity, both adding and deleted. And if anyone was following Jill on his tech calls over the last number of weeks, Jill talked about the accuracy of the information that you're putting into the command and ensuring that you clean it up so that you have the right contact information with the right email, the right telephone numbers, birthdays, anniversaries, or whatever, and that you're in a position that you can move forward with these contacts. So congratulations. It looks like we as agents within Keller Williams Capital Realty are starting to get hold of command. It's going to be the way of the future. I want to personally thank the assistants, all the assistants that work for teams. I've seen you many, many times on Jill's calls, and I'm sure that you are absolutely valuable to your team for what you're doing for them in command. So congratulations on that. Now I'd like to sort of turn this up a little bit. And when I say turn this up, I'd like to call on Carrie Bernay, the team leader, to give you a bit of a state of the company address as for the end of April. This company is doing very, very well, and all of leadership, in particular Scott and myself, are very, very proud of the work that you've done over the last almost 8 weeks during this pandemic. So let's turn it over to Carrie, and then I'll come back to finish it up.
You can hear me now. So is Austin done talking? I'm live. Hello, New Brunswick. That's so exciting. So I'm looking at a dot on my screen and I can't see anybody, and that makes me kind of sad, and I have lots of great things to share. So the first thing I want to say is thank you so much to Austin. For the past few months, you've been in front of the camera a couple times a week, giving us updates, keeping us united, and I want to thank you for your leadership. And behind the scenes, that couldn't happen without Brad and Amanda. So thanks to both of you as well. And Amanda's going to be helping me today. So thank you, Amanda. So first thing that's up is Red Day. Amanda, do you have a slide for me? Thank you so much. So that is this Thursday. Dylan sent out an email yesterday, and this is a really incredible opportunity for everybody to participate on some level. Usually Red Day takes a full day of effort and considerable planning before. And while there's been planning involved in this Red Day, the effort required is minimal. So there's really, reasons are results and you can't have both. So there's really no reason why you can't participate in this program, because we're going to be sharing, we're going to be doing a social media blitz to help with mental health. This is a hard time for a lot of people with isolation, with the economic climate the way it is. And so we want to make people smile. We want to empower them by giving them some great education. We have some incredible collateral pieces already. And I invite you to respond to Dylan's email and by noon tomorrow. So you don't have to design anything. We're doing that on our end. You just have to provide us with information. Again, please, I'm going to ask that you go back to that email. And you'll notice on the image that you're seeing, virtual Red Day, we decided to do something, and our ALC came up with this, so that we wouldn't be asking anyone for money. Again, this is a time when we want to be sensitive to what people may be going through financially, and we wanted to respect social distancing at the highest level. And what we're doing has required absolutely no contact. So we're really proud of that. And we believe this can really make a difference. And it will only make a difference if you help us. We're going to be sharing these posts on all of our Keller Williams Facebook pages, on Instagram, and we ask that you get it out there. You help us blitz social media on Thursday, so 2 days from now. So thank you for that. Do you have the What is Red Day, Amanda? So this was also in the email. I just want to highlight it for those of you. Our company is growing, and we're going to get to that in a little bit. Joining us for Red Day on Thursday this is really special. It's something that happens all over the world. Typically, Keller Williams offices around the world close down that day. Now they're closed down for different reasons. And so it's on the second Thursday of May that we celebrate this as part of our legacy worth leaving. We want to make a difference in the lives of others, and we want to better our communities. And that really is the heart of Keller Williams culture. And I know you've heard me say this before. Our culture is taught at Harvard and Stanford. You've probably heard of those two little schools, right? And so this is part of what makes us special. And if you ever want to learn more about our culture on Connect, if you click on resources, so go to KW Connect and you click on resources, there's a culture tab, and there's a full page of what Keller Williams does year round to stay involved in their communities and making them better. So as it mentions here, given the current global situation, we're inviting you to participate in a digital Red Day, and that's what we're doing. So I beg you, please get involved. Please reply to that email. So many of the ideas put forth would take you less than 10 minutes to do. So reasons are results. Please don't come up with any reasons, and please provide the results. We appreciate your help in this way. So we're going to go to Bold now. Bold Pivot. Thank you so much. So the reason I wanted to talk about this is I want to congratulate you. You've said yes. 67% of our market center has said yes to Bold Pivot, which is so exciting. There are over 40,000 of your colleagues taking this program, the largest real estate class ever taught. And I've had some incredible local testimonials. I'll be sharing them gradually. And something that I'd like you to consider, please, this is different than the classroom Bold. When you have really high levels of accountability, there's faults in Bold, there's extra homework, and there's reporting to your team. And that provides more pressure for you to perform. And I think that's awesome. And that's a component that's different in Bold Pivot. So what I'm going to ask that you do to honor your commitment to your business, which you've made by enrolling in Bold Pivot, is please get yourself an accountability partner to keep you on track. And you should be doing script and role play practice every day. In fact, that's one of the main tasks that a real estate professional should be doing every day that they're working. Because as we know, when you're on a listing appointment or a buyer consultation, that's not practice time, that's game time. And you want to be at your best. You want to be your best self at that time, and that requires rehearsing. So I'm going to ask you after this call, if you haven't already, you can find somebody within our local market, or you can challenge yourself and look in the Bold Pivot group and find yourself another script and role play partner. And one more thing, what about picking somebody that challenges you? Oftentimes, for an accountability partner, we'll choose the path of least resistance. We want somebody that we know is kind of at our level, so we're not scared if we say something wrong, and we know they're not going to out-script us. And yet, we want to be if we're in a room, I don't know if you've ever heard this, if you're in a room and you're the smartest person, find a new room. You want to challenge yourself and be around people who are doing it better than you. And that's a great way to learn. So I'm going to challenge you and I'm going to ask you. And why? Look at the quote, please, at the bottom of the page. It's a bold law, life by design, not by default. And I chose that one because this is what you're wanting to accomplish. You're wanting to design your life. That takes work. And part of the work is doing the script and role play and keeping yourself accountable, because it's only those that are actually going to do the work. Showing up to the classes is not going to help you in and of itself. I often talk about the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is the information goes in, and wisdom is when we take that information, we take that knowledge and we put it into action. And you're only going to have a life by design when you start putting the knowledge into action. So please, homework for you from me, please, accountability partner, stretch yourself and script and role play every day. And you can take turns. It can be 15 minutes. You can do it one day. They can be the receptor the next day. So thank you for that. Now KW feature post, please. Thank you so much. So this is something that we're going to do going forward, and I'm going to invite anybody that wants to be featured in a why I chose Keller Williams or why I love Keller Williams post, which we will share on our Facebook pages. To send Dylan an email, please. And I want to read Vicky's here. So the opportunity for advancement, amazing management staff, and my astounding broker, so that's Austin, who continuously encourages me and makes me feel very appreciated as one of their realtors. And then the information you see below was my caption on my Facebook when I shared this. May marks 1 year since Vicky said yes to KW, and what a year it's been. Her business has grown 143.7%, and she's the #1 realtor on her board year to date. Keller Williams is serious about business growth, and we have the numbers to back it up. Congratulations, Vicky, you make us so proud. So that's a sample of what we will do for you if you're interested. So why I chose Keller Williams, a brief quote, something meaningful to you, or why I love Keller Williams. Thank you. Next. I love having a person helping me. This is wonderful. Oh, I'm so excited about this, everyone. I hope we kept this a secret. This is private training from Glover U for Keller Williams Capital. So next Tuesday, May 19th, we have the one and only Jeff Glover. He's going to be discussing 24 ways to rid the coronavirus from your business and coming out of this stronger than ever. It's a 30-minute session. He's going to walk you through the plan that he and his team are using to stay strong and come out of this ahead of the competition. This is the part where I would ask you questions. Who knows how many houses Jeff's team sells in a year? And nobody's going to answer me, and that's fine. So, and then the following Tuesday, we have Matt Sutter, who is incredible. He's going to be talking about 4 mistakes that lead agents are making today and how to lead your way out of it. It's going to be a 20 to a 30-minute session. He's going to walk you through the most common mistakes that lead agents are making now and how to overcome them. And it's taught, he's an OP, a former regional director, a very powerful speaker, very engaging. So this is happening next Tuesday and the following Tuesday, and that'll be at 9 o'clock. So Austin will introduce them, and then Austin will give us his update afterwards. So excited about that. Please, if it's not in your schedule, doesn't exist, please put it in your schedule. This is, we're very fortunate to have this. So I set that up this weekend and super proud to have them join us. Next piece, please. Oh, Inman. Okay, so you need a subscription for Inman if you want to read the beyond the headlines. And I'm not suggesting you do that. They are a leading authority on reporting on real estate. And what I wanted to highlight here was this. Now they're saying, the quote here on here is, we don't have to tell our story, they tell it for us. And while that's true, we have leading industry players telling Keller Williams' story for us. And yet We need to retell that story. And by doing so, all of you have an opportunity to grow your profit share tree. We have an opportunity as a company to grow our company the better we get at telling that story. So I want to highlight a couple of things. So you can't see me pointing, so that's useless. Transactions and volume up at Keller Williams, that headline where you see Gary's face. I just want to read something from that article. Keller Williams agents closed more transactions at greater volume in the first quarter of 2020 versus the same period last year, despite the global pandemic impacting the last month of the quarter, according to select company earning results provided by the privately held franchisor on Friday. And Gary said, "I'm in awe of what our agents have achieved as they navigate this new normal. Our agents are studying their markets, understanding the specific conditions, and doubling down on the technology, training, and heart needed to serve their clients and communities in this unique moment." And I love how he calls it a moment. I've heard some people refer to it as a season or an episode. And any way you look at it, it is going to pass, and yet the impact is long lasting, and what you do now is going to dictate what's happening in your business in the future, and really whether you're in business in the future. And that's a bold statement, and it's entirely true. So I wanted to show this to you because we are going to be sharing on our Facebook pages starting next week. We're going to be sharing regular headlines, and these headlines are from a variety of sources, and we encourage you to use them as leverage in sharing them and put out the call to action, because the realtors that are following you on social media, they know you already, they like you, they trust you, kind of like the trifecta that we look for in a client. And so put a call to action saying, if you have any questions about KW, please reach out to me privately. I'd welcome that conversation. And I find when I put a call to action, it works. It actually works, right? Same thing in your real estate business. So yes. So I hope you were checking out some of these headlines. A lot of the players are obviously in the U.S. This is a U.S. publication, and yet there's we're going to share the ones that are relevant to us here in Canada. Thank you so much, Amanda. So I believe we're at the numbers, everybody's favorite part. I know it's Austin's favorite part. So here's the thing. I'm going to do the multi-year trends first, and then I'm going to go to that. And you can leave that up though. That's good. Everybody can take a look at it while I'm highlighting some wins off the multi-year trends. So I'm not going through all of the numbers. I'm going to give you an overview. We're an open book company. If you want to see our trends, you are welcome to do so at any time. You're our partners. I wanted to highlight some of the numbers that stood out to me. So our total agent count year to date, so these are going to be year to date numbers to the end of April, are up 20.2%. Recruiting appointments. I want to talk to you about this because you hear us in leadership talk to you, and we're promoting bold, and we want you to do your lead gen, and we want you to make phone calls, and we want you to do follow-up. And sometimes it's like the parent that talks to the child and is saying, you need to do that, but I don't need to do that. And here's the thing, is leadership, that's what we're doing too. So we're not asking anything of you that we're not doing ourselves. So as a leadership team, we work together, and ultimately I'm responsible to make sure that these numbers are good in recruiting appointments. So we're up here to date 45.7%. So that's good. 28.4% we're up in closed units. We've closed 792 units to the end of April, which is, it's incredible. I mean, we're partnered with Selling Machines. And closed sales volume is up 21.5%. Next, listings sold. We're at 25.6% growth year to date on that. Closed GCI, that's a number everybody wants to know about. How much more money are you making, right? Closed GCI, you're making 25.9% more money. I'll take it. And finally, paid on volume is up 37.2%. So multi-year trends, we could spend a long time on them. It's a beautiful powerful document. And again, transparency. What company shows you their books? What company does that other than Keller Williams? It's so special. So this is the language of real estate. We have Amanda to thank for this. Not all offices get beautiful documents like this. So Amanda, I wish I could see your face. Thank you so much. So let's go by office. So what we're going to do is quickly talk about how much we're outperforming the market, because I think that's a fun game. That's what we're going to play. So we're going to start with Fredericton Woodstock. So remember, outperforming is outperforming, regardless if it's 0.5% or more, right? So we have in closed units and closed units volume, you're outperforming the market by 1%, and by listings taken by 7%, which is exciting, because listings taken is future business, and having listings has never been more important for your business. Now we're going to talk about Moncton. Our closed units were outperforming the market by 32%, closed units volume by 27%, and listings taken by 29%. Those are remarkable numbers. The Northern Board, closed units, you're outperforming the market by 30%. You are outperforming closed units in volume, sales volume, by 2%, and the market is outperforming you by 5% in listings taken. And I know that that's a challenging area, and I know that you're on it, and I know you have plans. I've talked to several of you in that office. So we look forward to seeing that turnaround. And it's an opportunity, right? When we see something when we see a number that we don't love, it's an opportunity for growth, and opportunities for growth are always exciting. So KW St. John, closed units. So there, the market is outperforming us by 4%. But let's talk about the great stuff. Closed units volume, you're outperforming the market by 2%. And this number is a beautiful number, 16%. You're outperforming the market in listings taken. Love that. We're going to go over Grand Falls because it's too new. And I mean, the numbers are, Vicky, I don't know if you're watching, and we have Vicky and we have Louise and we have Sean there. And Louise and Sean, your numbers are just starting to contribute to this. Vicky, I'm going to talk about you more later. I'll circle back. So as a whole, Keller Williams Capital Realty for the province, so just comparing us against what all the boards are doing combined, we're outperforming by 14% in closed units, 9% in volume, and 14% in listings taken. So our market, that's fantastic. I mean, we should all be in a room. We should be clapping. This just feels wrong to be doing it like this. I hope you feel my excitement. These are great numbers. Keller Williams market share for New Brunswick, we have 16% of the closed units, 15% volume, listings taken 18%, and we have 15% of the agents in the province. And when you look at the very bottom, the average per agent, so we're comparing what our average agent is doing versus what the average agent on the board is doing. And so you'll notice there's only a difference of 1 unit, and that difference makes it makes you more money, right? So I want to be on the KW side every time. Okay. Next, please. Okay, so here we go. Austin and Amanda and myself went to Toronto back in the day when we were able to travel and have fun, and I remember it fondly. We went to Market Center Financials, and it's our job to come up with our budget for the year, to come up with our goals for the year. And so we wanted to talk to you about, so you remember how we were talking about what Keller Williams did their first quarter? We talked about that headline. Now we're going to talk about what your company did in the first quarter. So again, I want to point, and that's not helping anyone. So we set goals of what we want to achieve by the end of every quarter. And so we're just going to focus on what percentage of the goal did we achieve. And these are I'm really proud of all of these. So we'll go quickly here. Closed units, we reached 98.9% of our goal. Closed volume, 80. Did I say that twice? Closed units, 98.9, closed volume, 83.9% of our goal. Listings taken, 88.2%. Listings taken volume, we surpassed our goal. We're at 107.4%. Listings sold, we're at 95.9% of our goal. Listings sold volume, 89.1%. Contracts written, 97.7. Contracts written volume, there we went exceeding that. Thanks to you all, 125.9%. Closed GCI, 84.8% of our goal reached. Paid on volume, we overshot there with 113.4%. Company dollar, we're at 98.8% of our goal. Expenses, we're at 99.3%. Owner profit, 93.3%. Profit share, 94.5%. And then these activities of growth. So when we do this next time, and I don't know that this is something that we normally share with you, not because we're keeping it from you, just because we know that most of you probably are tuning out right now. There's too many numbers. I think we're going to share this going forward. I think it's a great way for you to keep us accountable too. Full transparency, like I talked about earlier. We're not asking something of you that we're not doing. So let's look at the activities of growth. This is, we work as a team at Keller Williams. Our agents, our leadership team, we work in partnership, in concert, and ultimately, whether they're good or whether they're not good, this bottom line falls on my shoulders. So appointments, we're at 102.2% of our goal. Our gross, we're at 158% of our goal, and net, we're at 155% of our goal. So great numbers, and we'll do better. We want to overshoot every time, and we'll get there. And we're very close. So something interesting that I want to mention about projections, because these are projections that we make for the entire year. So we know in advance all of these numbers. We know what we want them to look like at the end of every quarter. So a question that I want to ask you is, so Austin is running a business, right? Austin and Scott are, following the Keller Williams models. So we're doing this, and the rest of the leadership team helps with this. They know their numbers. We know our numbers. How well do you know your business numbers? Do you have a P&L? Do you have a profit and loss statement for your business? If the answer is no, this would be a fantastic time to get really focused on that, because now is the time to take a look at your expenses closer than you ever have before. So that's my little pitch for financial responsibility. Next, I think that's it. Is that the last slide? You can't, I can't hear Amanda, so I'm talking to myself. Okay, what's that? That's the last slide. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to cheerlead a little bit, because I'm so proud. I mean, I don't put up any sold signs. I don't go on any listing appointments. I go on recruiting appointments, as you know. And I'm so proud of you. I'm excited. So let's talk about some top agents in each office, and I want to celebrate top agents on the board, and I want to celebrate an agent in each office that has had the most growth year to date. So I'm going to go through this quickly. I wanted everybody's pictures that I'm going to be saying appearing on the screen, and I only thought of that idea last night at 11, so I apologize. Next time we will do that and put you up so everybody can look at you and celebrate with you. And maybe we'll be back in our offices for meetings. Who knows? So on the Valley board, so Vicki LaForge, I said I was going to circle back to her. Vicki is number one on her board and number one in our office, obviously. And she's actually, her numbers changed. So the numbers I reported in my Facebook post, they've since changed. She's at 159.6% growth in volume to the end of April over the same period last time. I'm going to be saying remarkable, fantastic, incredible for the next 5 minutes. So too bad. Okay, so now we're going to talk about Fredericton. So Fredericton, in the top 10 of the board. So I thought I would break it down top 10 of the board, and because that's a really elite club, guys. When you can get up in the top 10. Austin and his team, I bet you he's super excited. I'm talking about him right now. And he's actually not even just in the top 10. He's not even just in the top 5. He's in the top 3, which is incredible. And the numbers are so close. It's almost first. It's amazing. Congratulations to Austin and Jonathan and Trevor and Maria and Jen. As a support person on that team, they need you and you support them to excellence. So congratulations. In the Fredericton office, top 5 in the office, we have Austin and his team. We have Sandy Levine. I hope you're on this call, girl. In second, Robert Curtis in third, Deborah Murchie and Jack Carr. And we know Jack is part of a team with Tyler and with Justin and Cheryl, and so proud of you guys. And the person with the most growth in the Fredericton office is Heather Ruff. 352.3%. It's not even a mistake. 352.3%. Congratulations to you, St. John Real Estate Board. So we have somebody that lives in the top 10 in that board. That person has been a consistent top agent in the entire province for almost her entire career. I know you know her. I know you love her, Martha Lister. And in the St. John office, top 5, Martha and Julia. And for most growth in the office, Julia, 275.5%, Julia, which is just absolutely amazing. Gary Vincent, and we know that Gary and Kathleen have a team together as well. So congratulations to you both. And same thing with Martha. And we know you work with Hillary, and it takes a team to accomplish the great things you're accomplishing. Al McAlpine and Megan McKinley. And I love everyone's story with our company. I do. And Megan, I just want to call you out for a quick second. I was in conversation with Megan for a very long time. Megan, I'm not trying to make you feel bad, probably about over a year. And I believed in her. I wanted so desperately to change the model of her business. And boy, she changed it. I mean, Megan, you had an astronomical year last year, and you're still up 90%. Which is just outrageous. And you're on our ALC too. We're so blessed to have you, and that you finally said yes. So I chase the ones I want, and I don't stop. So Northern Real Estate Board. So we have, so that's a small office. So I'm going to name the top 3 agents. We have Derek Jacques' team. So with Tracy and with Jack, and we know that Trisha's support there. Erica and Charlie. And Erica is responsible for the most growth in her business, or has achieved the most growth in her business at 107.7%. And on the board, the Northern Board, we have Derek in, so top 10 I've been talking about. Well, we have 3 on the Northern Board. We have Derek, we have Lisa Hare, and we have Erica. So where am I at? I'm at Moncton. And I'm almost done. Are you sad that the numbers are almost done, guys? Say yes. Say yes. So Moncton top 10. It's this new guy. I don't know if you've heard of him, Nick Dunfield. Yeah, he's in the top 10 for Moncton Real Estate Board. What? It's amazing. I remember my first phone call with Nick before he was licensed. Funny story, maybe we'll tell you one day. So top 5 in the Moncton office, we have Nick Dunfield, we have Claude Williams, who works with his daughter Vicki Williams, Susan Steves, Dwayne Muir, and Brent Ryan, along with Erica Mitten. Those are the top, and growth. Just a second here. Brian Kierstead. Brian's back in business, guys. Brian has come back in a big way. 873% growth. So 873.1. So Brian, fantastic. Keep it up. Now that's the numbers. I know we went through that quickly, and you can give me your feedback. And if you want me to slow down, and if you want me to read every number and the multi-year trends, and if you want me to really extrapolate by office, I'll do that happily. Give me some feedback. I wanted to respect your time and give you an overview of what's happening. The last thing I want to say is thank you. And it's personal. So I'm gonna keep myself together, and I just wanted to thank you because of our partnership, I was invited to Gary Keller's Top Team Leader Mastermind, and that was supposed to be happening in Austin, and as we know, it happened virtually, as is everything else. And that experience, I got to spend the day with him and the top 20% of team leaders in the company. And it was a very powerful day. I took excessive notes, and I'm going to actually put together, we're going to put something on the calendar that if you want to join me, I'd love to share my notes with you and talk to you about what I learned that day from Gary. And I wanted to let you know too, which is, I was on a chair. I was on a chair with arms, and somehow I managed to almost fall off when he said, "This is not it. I want to meet with you every one morning a month for the rest of the year." And you could see the faces of the team leaders on the call, just their jaws dropped and faces lighting up. It's really a real incredible honor to be not just with the leader of our company, because anybody could be excited about that. He's a leader. Excuse me, getting emotional. He's a leader in the industry. He's a visionary. He's been likened to Steve Jobs. He predicted things years in advance based on knowing the market so incredibly well. And so to get to spend time with him, it makes me better. And I have so much learning left to do. I've only been doing this for 2.5 years. Keller Williams was a new company to me when I said yes to it. And the fact that I get that is a direct response to our partnership together. So I just wanted to take a minute and to thank you for that, because it means so much to me. Now, if you could take me off the screen so I could just go wipe my eyes, that'd be super. Thank you, everybody. Have an amazing day. Thank you for tuning in. I'm out. Take me off of here.
Thank you so much, Carrie, for your great presentation. You never let us down. You always have a bag of tricks that you pull out, and you do a very, very good job. And thank you to the agents. Thank you for your production. Thank you for your participation. I am absolutely excited the fact that we have Jeff Glover next Tuesday. Jeff Glover is probably one of the best personalities as far as in the coaching industry. And he has come on, through Carrie, has come on to give us a 30 or 45-minute presentation for no cost. This guy comes at a high price in most locales, but he's willing to do it for us for free. So thanks to Carrie for arranging it. I'm hoping that we have great participation on next Tuesday's call. As you know, leadership, in particular Scott and I, have been pouring into you as much as we can, and we will continue to do this because we value your partnership, we value you, we are interested in you, and I know that the same could be said that you're interested in ensuring that Keller Williams is always seen in the light as moral, integrity, and professional. That's who we are. That's part of our culture. Thank you for today, and get ready for Red Day. And please make sure that you get as much stuff to Carrie and Dylan so that we can open up the system on Thursday and color the province of New Brunswick red. Thank you so much. Have a great day.